It has been a very big breaking news day, and it continues now with news that Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett is in. He will run in a recall election against Governor Scott Walker.
Our Charles Benson has been working the story all day long. He's live downtown with the information. Charles.
Two sources telling today's TMJ4 that Mayor Tom Barrett will run for governor. An announcement expected any minute. That's why I have my glasses on and I'm keeping an eye on my iPhone here for the official announcement. The conventional wisdom had been that Mayor Barrett was going to run. A lot of people were wondering why it was taking him so long. We know today, based on the GAB, that there will be an election in June and a primary in May. So the mayor is on the ballot to be reelected as mayor this Tuesday, and then he has 6 weeks to face a primary to try to win that primary and then go on to take on Scott Walker in June. There had been a lot of talk, a lot of discussion about when the mayor would announce, how he would announce, and would he indeed jump in. Again, the conventional wisdom had been that he was going to run, but there were some obstacles this time compared to the last time he ran against Governor Walker. This time he faces a tough primary. He's going to have to go up against Kathleen Falk, who has won some of the endorsements of the unions. The unions have said that they wanted to back Kathleen Falk, and in fact, the unions have made it clear to Tom Barrett they did not want him to get into this race. So he had a lot more to think about this particular time. In talking to people who are close to him, there was not any indication that they were worried about taking Scott Walker on or that there would be any difficulty in the challenge here, but it was a different type of race than the last time around. So it appears clear now, based on two sources, that Tom Barrett is back in this race, the recall race. He is going to take on Governor Walker. Some will wonder if this is going to be a redo, but again, keep in mind, he has a primary this time around, and it's a whole different scenario compared to when he ran in 2010.
And Charles, we now have words from Mayor Barrett himself in an email he sent out to his supporters this afternoon. He says, quote, "We need to bring our state back. Wisconsin needs a governor who is focused on jobs, not ideology, a leader committed to bringing our state together and healing political wounds, not pitting people against each other and catering to the special interests." He concludes, This is the governor I will be for the people of Wisconsin." This is an email that Mayor Barrett sent out to his supporters a little earlier this afternoon.
Charles, wanted to ask you.
Yeah, we knew that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we knew that email was coming out, that this was going to be the indication. You know, sometimes when you have that you're announcing that you're jumping into a big race, there's a news conference, there's all the pomp and circumstance that goes with it. This time he's just putting out this news release, and we hope to hear from him soon about his decision to run again for governor.
Now, Charles, I know that this story is breaking. Have we heard anything from the Kathleen Falk camp? I know that Barrett was leading her in the polls, looking like the favorite against Governor Scott Walker and any potential recall.
I have been in touch with the Falk campaign today. They were also wondering whether he was going to be in or not. They, I guess, would say that they had expected this, that they were prepared for it. She has been out there on the campaign trail for a couple months, has spent a lot of money already on TV, and you'll recall just last week she was saying she wanted Mayor Barrett's endorsement for her run for governor, so she was trying to get him to stay out as well. But they fully expect that now they have a serious challenger and that this is going to be a tougher race. The polls have indicated that Mayor Barrett is slightly ahead of her, although her campaign tells me that a recent poll shows her up by 1 percentage point. So again, it looks to be a very close primary, and by all accounts, it looks like it's still going to be a very close election come June. Shelley and Steve.
Charles, let's handicap this primary race between Barrett and Falk for a second here. The unions that have lined up behind Kathleen Falk are the same unions that several months ago were trying to persuade Mayor Barrett to stay out. So who winds up supporting who, given the polls that show Mayor Barrett is the stronger candidate statewide at the moment?
Right, that's what's going to be interesting. Just because you get the union backing doesn't mean you have all the union members vote. We've got WEAC here, the teachers union. They've endorsed Kathleen Falk. The AFL-CIO has not made an endorsement yet here. AFSCME has, and so Kathleen Falk has picked up some endorsements from the unions, but she doesn't have all of the unions out there. So I think Mayor Barrett is going to say there's a window there, there's an opportunity there to get to some of the other unions, and he might be able to say in this particular case that Kathleen Falk has the unions with her. He might argue that Scott Walker has the Koch brothers and big business with him, and he might say, I'm the independent guy in the middle. I'm not going to say that that's going to work for him, but he might be able to argue unions are with her, big business is with Walker. I'm this other guy out there. But again, he has done this before. He has run a statewide campaign. When he went up against Scott Walker, it was a race where he still ended up losing. It was fairly close, and by all expectations, this particular race as well will be very close.
One other question for you, Charles, and I know that this is all breaking fast and furious. What is going to happen now with this mayoral race? Obviously, Tom Barrett is stepping out. Have we heard anything about who may step up to replace him in the race for mayor?
No, I think he's on the ballot Tuesday. He will win on Tuesday, and he will move forward as the mayor of Milwaukee while running for governor. He can do both jobs, as he did while he ran for governor the first time around. So as he moves forward, if he wins, if he ends up winning the election, and then, of course, then they'll have to find an acting mayor. But it doesn't change anything about what will happen next Tuesday.